immediately proceed with the next speaker, Yana Kovalenko from the Agency for Strategic Initiatives, and she will talk about AI and data technologies for solving global social problems. Yana, the floor is yours. Hello, guys. I'm happy to talk to you at the AI Journey conference, and I'm really pleased to take part in this conference, and I'm happy to see other speakers in this session of AI for social good. That is the project where Agency for Strategic Initiatives is elaborating Data Masters Initiative aimed at a global social task solution, both in Russian regions and other countries, thanks to AI technologies and big data. As it was correctly said before, these technologies do not have borders, and problems and issues in our regions and in other countries are the same. Today, one of the tools of our project is a contest, international contest of digital solutions, World AI and Data Challenge. It is comprised of 3 stages, the first of which is really critical, when regions and countries do not feel fear and are not afraid of showing their problems, making them tasks and enriching them with solutions. And naturally, certain abnormalities are shown, but that helps to find new solutions and new ways of solving different problems. And that is huge work in the first stage, because when a task is posed qualitatively with good data, that accounts for 70% of successful solution. Almost 66 regions of this country take part in this project, and 6 other countries have also joined in. And if we have a look at the quality of tasks of this year, 210 challenges have entered this project as tasks, and only 67 have been accepted by experts to the finals, showing that they can be solved with the help of AI. Then the second stage comes, and data community is engaged here. And today, that accounts for almost 15,000 IT and data specialists from 32 countries, from 83 regions of Russia. And this year, these guys elaborated solutions to such tasks as optimization of ambulance location, identification of damaging sites of oil development and recovery, and others. And this helps in both this country and CIS. It lifts up the weight on the experts working there. And the third stage is a very important stage of our project, because after elaborating the technology, the guys start implementing it into life together with the task setters. And from 30 to 70% is improved by our specialists in the models, because the task is to reach the highest social and economic effects. And as we say, the guys have to have a long will. And when at the second stage you can create freely, at the third stage you work with the customer, understanding how the technology will work in the real life and understanding what needs changing and what social and economic effect will look like. Let us have a look at our community. As I have said, there are 15,000 of us now, and we are actively growing, and we have reached around 100 boiling points in the country. And apart from engaging a large circle of international and Russian federal experts with really deep expertise in AI and big data, in their topics, we also started developing the regional network, because the remote regions very often experience such issues that it is hard to turn tasks into actions. And when we elaborate the network in the regions, we help the regions cope with more problems. Let us have a look at the languages that our developers prefer. If last year JavaScript led the list, now it is Python and HTML. That is what the guys use to develop solutions. We are now in the session of AI for social good, and one of our partners is UN development programs and the World Bank, and our project solves one of the tasks as global partnership for sustainable development. And the tasks that we receive in our project are actually aimed at sustainable development goals, including poverty alleviation in the regions of this country and globally. That is also enhancing the healthcare quality. And one of the most difficult tasks is forecasting the profession of the future.
So, analysis of water pollution level, forecasting floods in spring, and which areas can be flooded. And there are some tasks we have resolved, but some are still pending, as I said. Poverty, comment on poverty, and there are some achievements a number of companies are after. It's a complex solution in terms of expertise, even in 3 years horizon, and it's really hard to predict competencies which will be in demand in future, just to teach students correctly, or for corporations to train their employees. And I hope that sooner or later such solutions will be in demand. And it would be possible to find the stack and the set of neural network that will be in demand in future. Let's have a look at results our guys achieved, and let's start helping in some regions of Russia, forecasting water levels during spring floods. It's a task which is really important for a number of regions to know when spring flood can happen, and this solution allows to forecast areas in advance for emergency services to timely react and focus on incorrect zones at correct locations, which are potentially dangerous for people. And this solution has two options. There is a closed perimeter for emergency services and government, and an open version for people that allows them to use the map and highlight the zones. The model will talk about abnormal things. So our guys used the model for self-learning to forecast temperature modes, and there are additional data, the height of snow drifts, and also transmitting data on water level for the rivers. It, of course, depends on infrastructure. For problematic regions, this solution is more accurate. Also, another challenge, improving statistics with road accidents. We have Safe Roads, a national project where one of the goals is to reduce mortalities down to zero. And it is an ambitious goal, and AI technologies help to resolve it. Guys developed a solution that identifies spots where accidents are frequent. There is a special focus on fatal accidents, and infrastructure can be improved based on these solutions. And regions can think there were abnormal things like frequent accidents happened in one place, but video monitoring doesn't really contribute to improving the situation with accidents. We see, for instance, that in one location, mortality is higher for pedestrians. So there is a need to use special barriers. If a region plans to improve and upgrade the infrastructure, the urban infrastructure, it helps how to build, how to organize traffic on new roads. And the system predicts dangerous spots. Another solution I would like to tell you about, this solution from this year. We got it from the World Fund for Nature Protection. The goal was to identify pollution of the rivers coming from the placer gold mining. It depends on the level of gold mining. So if the pollution level goes above the acceptable one, then there is quick notification and even generation of special rulings, special documents sent to authorized organizations. This is what is really actual for Altai, for the Far East, and they are big regions. Without these, you would need helicopters for surveillance. And the goal was to use sensors that would be accurate. So this is an open source solution. We understand that technologies evolve and that the solution we produce today, tomorrow could be much better. It can be really improved. So it's a possibility for you to take part in our project. You can suggest your proposals, or you can upgrade the open source code that would allow us together to develop the solutions for the good of the people. Of course, this evolution is based on ethics, as Alexander told us earlier. In our community, we try to stick to ethical principles for using artificial intelligence. And the open source regions, communities, experts, they work at the algorithm. So before sending it to the third stage of implementation, it can be checked whether solution is ethical, not just efficient for solving the problem. How ethical it is for people and goals. set before the algorithm. And we told that only as part of global partnership it's possible to achieve some results. Only in global partnership, artificial intelligence can offer solution for social and economic goals. So I would suggest that regions, academic establishments, students should be involved. We know the more unsorted data we have, the less the more sorted data we have, the higher the chance that the solution made is correct and accurate. So please join our community, our big community with big warm hearts. So this can help you to change the world and make it better. Thank you. Yana, thank you for your presentation. It's very inspiring in my opinion. I would like to ask one thing. How can one join your organization? And what type of cooperation you are interested in? Full-time, part-time, using shared repositories to add data? Well, we have a format when you have a contest or a tender, and developers would join at the second stage. But sometimes guys can check the code, commit and upgrade it, and this updated version is shared with the community. And we update it on the website, and we allow people in the regions to download updated versions. You can log into DataMeister website. It has two versions, in English and in Russian. Formats are important, so corporations should also be involved in resolving solutions with the data. And quite often we see corporations with high-quality solutions take our guys for mentorship or invest in startups and develop them jointly. Okay, what's the typical portrait of your developer? Students? No, it may be different. You know, recently we analyzed the portrait and it keeps changing. Last year we had very young guys of 14 years among the award winners. Well, but it's something unusual. Normally it's 18 to 25. Last year the average age was 30 to 33, but now it's rather 18 to 25. We also have a gender balance, really young guys and girls, men and women, who distributed 50-50, and they solve different tasks. Do you have any support from experts? Yes, we try to develop expert community in the regions, and quite often they help to the teams locally. And during stage 2, very often, together with our experts from big companies, we host webinars about how this or that expert could resolve a goal. It happens in real time, and guys find traps, bottlenecks when solving the problem. So this is one of the possibilities. We work with regional teams, and we have like a chat list, and we see that guys share developments if they see that they are overloaded. They have no time to upgrade the product. Sometimes others would help them and complete the job. Yana, it was really, really interesting.